Hello. Welcome to EasyVB, Tutorial 17. In recent tutorials we have focused on technical areas, variables, data types, declarations, and so on. In this tutorial we will take a break from heavy technical learning. Instead we will do something visual and fun, to learn more about the Picturebox Control and how we can use it. We will create this small application with one picture box in which we can place a combination of different images by selecting them with button controls. Okay. Let's get started. First we need to create a form and on it place a single picture box. If you want to follow the process, our form in this case is 850 pixels wide and 525 pixels high. Rename the picture box to the abbreviated standard, PB1, as we have been doing in previous tutorials. Stretch out the picture box and make its size a standard 4:3 ratio. In our case the picture box is 500 pixels wide and 375 pixels high. Its location is set to 170 pixels right, 50 pixels down. Set the back color of the picture box to sky blue so that it is clearly visible. At this time we will also set the form back color to medium sea green. So what is a picture box really, and what can we do with it? We did meet the Picturebox Control from the very beginning in tutorial 1, but we only set its back color to blue, and then used it for a demonstration of dragging an object with the mouse. We did not explore the Picturebox Control's main use, which, as the name suggests, is to display pictures. For the application we will have some background images. The beach, the forest, and my house. Well, that would be nice if true. We also have some friends for the foreground images, my dog, my cat, and my rabbits. To use the images effectively we need to understand the Picturebox Control, which can support 3 layers of graphics, and we will explain what these are. The lowermost level is the picture box back color, and we know about this already from previous tutorials. We can select the back color from the Properties menu in Design, or change it when required programmatically. The next level of graphics is the background image, and this displays always in front of the back color. Then the topmost level of graphics is the image, and this displays always in front of the background image and back color. We can set none, 1, 2, or all 3 of these picture box properties, depending on what we want to display. First look at the back color. We should understand this fully from previous tutorials. But for completeness let's go to the Properties menu and demonstrate changing the back color a few times. Straightforward really. Nothing difficult there. Now let's look at the background image. Go to the Properties menu, scroll down to Background Image and click it. Note that a menu window pops up, headed, Select Resource. This menu is prompting us to go find an image file from our PC that will be placed in the picture box as its background image. Note also, that there are 2 radio button selections. One titled, Local Resource, and one titled, Project Resource File. To explain what these choices mean. If, Local Resource, is selected, then, the application will only have a link, to the image file stored locally on the PC. However, if, Project Resource File, is selected, then, the image file gets packaged and stored with the application itself, meaning, if the Visual Studio application, or its Windows executable file, .exe, is taken to another PC to run it, then, the image will still be available. For this reason, we recommend as standard, always to select the Project Resource File option. OK. Let's go select an image file now to bring into the application. Click Import, and navigate to the desired image file. We have pre-prepared some images, and we will pick my dog small, which is a small image only 100 pixels wide and 150 pixels high. Click OK, and we can see that my dog pops up at the picture box, 00 coordinate, which is top left. There are though a few properties we can change that affect how my dog will be displayed. Let's explore these. Click on the picture box and go to the Properties menu. Scroll down to Background Image Layout, which is directly below Background Image. Note that this is set to None. Click on the arrow to open up the options. It can be seen that there are 5 options: None, Tile, Center, Stretch, and Zoom. Test what these options do. First click on Option Tile. Note that my dog now appears many times, like wallpaper, or tiles in fact. Next try clicking on Center. As the name suggests, my dog is now placed in the center of the picture box. Now try clicking on Stretch. For this option, my dog is now stretched out to fill the entire picture box. Finally try clicking on Zoom. The Zoom option zooms my dog to make it the largest possible fit to the picture box but without distortion affecting its proportions, that is, its aspect ratio is maintained. It also places my dog at the center of the picture box at the same time. Okay, it is important to be aware of and understand these background image layout properties, to be able to achieve the desired background image display in picture boxes. Before we move on, just quickly run the application to see how it looks. Now we will look at the picture box image, which is the topmost graphic, but first we will remove my dog from the background image. This is easy to do, just click on the background image, and, from the Select Resource menu, select None, then click OK. Now the image of my dog is gone from the background. Also, change background image layout back to None. Click once again on the picture box. Go to the Properties menu and scroll down to Image. Click to bring up the Select Resource menu and again select My Dog Small. Note that my dog pops up in the top left of the picture box just as before. This time though, my dog is an image and not a background image. To emphasize that my dog is now an image on the picture box top graphics level, click on the picture box, go to the Properties menu and scroll down again to Background Image, add the resource file My Cat Small, then go to Background Image Layout and change None to Stretch. Now we see my cat filling up the background. Similarly to background images, we can select properties for the image graphics level which will affect the style of appearance for my dog in the picture box. To do this, click on the picture box and scroll down to Size Mode. It will show Size Mode Normal, and this just causes the image to display in its original size and aspect ratio at the top left of the picture box. Click on the arrow and observe that there are 5 possible selections for Size Mode. These are Normal, Stretch Image, Auto Size, Center Image, and Zoom. Once again, let's explore what these options do. First click on Option Stretch Image. For this option, my dog is now stretched out to fill the entire picture box. Next try clicking on Center Image. We will skip Auto Size for the moment. As the center image suggests, my dog is now placed in the center of the picture box. Now try clicking on Zoom. For this option, my dog is zoomed to make it the largest possible fit to the picture box but without distortion affecting its proportions, that is, its aspect ratio is maintained. It also places my dog at the center of the picture box at the same time. Finally, try clicking on Auto Size. For Auto Size, note that the image my dog is not affected. Instead, the picture box itself resizes to fit exactly the size of the image my dog. It is important to be aware of and understand the various image size mode properties to be able to achieve the desired image display in picture boxes. OK. Reset background image to None, background image layout to None, size mode to Normal, and the picture box size to 500 × 375 pixels. We can see that the options for background image layout for background images and size mode for images do some of the same things. The difference is that background image layout has an option to tile the background image, whilst image size mode has an option to auto size the picture box control to fit the image. Before we move on, we will examine one more property of the image in a picture box. The property is padding. While we will not use the padding property in our example application, it is good, for thoroughness, to be aware of it. To explain what padding does, click on the picture box, go to the Properties menu, scroll down to Padding, and click the plus symbol to expand the options. Change left from 0 to 300. Change top from 0 to 200. Note that my dog now relocates to the bottom right of the picture box. In fact, its position is padded within the picture box. Now change all padding back to 0 to relocate my dog at top left. Change the size mode property to stretch image. Go back to padding. Change left to 250, change top to 100, change right to 50, and change bottom to 50. The result is that the image of my dog is stretched, but it only fills the area of the picture box which is not padded. So we understand padding now. It is useful to know about, and you may have need for it in your own applications later. We will not, though, use it further in this tutorial. Reset the padding to 0, reset the size mode to normal, and remove the image my dog small from the picture box. OK. Let's continue to build our picture box application. Add 6 buttons on the left of the form, and another 8 buttons on the right of the form. Change the button names. We have done this a lot before in earlier tutorials, so we will not cover this step in detail again. However, prefix all button names with btn. Then for the rest of the names, the left buttons, starting from the top has btn house, blue sky, gray sky, nighttime, beach, and forest. The right buttons, starting from the top has btn all pets, my dog, my cat, my rabbits, dog rabbits, cat rabbits, and no pets. Now change the text in the buttons to match the button names, and also change the sizes and colors of the buttons to be something like as shown. Again, we have done this a lot before in earlier tutorials, so we will not explain the process again step by step here. If however you missed a few of the earlier tutorials, the one to go to learn about button appearances is Tutorial 7. Once the button appearances have been set up, we will add some image resources to our application. Note that, we already added the resources, my dog small, and my cat small, to the application, and although they are not currently displayed in the picture box, the files my dog small, and my cat small, remain available in our application's resource folder, if we have need of them. There are several ways to add resources to an application, but for the purposes of this tutorial we will just add them one by setting the picture box background image. First, add the file my house. A few details to know about the file my house. We prepared the file to have an aspect ratio of 4:3. The actual size is 1000 × 750 pixels, and this is larger than the application's picture box, but with the same aspect ratio. My house is also a .png file. PNG is an abbreviation for Portable Network Graphics. We have chosen this file type since it supports areas of transparency and we want to be able to see the various layers of the picture box graphics through the transparent areas of the images. In contrast, JPEG files do not support transparency, only solid colors. We can observe that the file my house is much larger than the picture box, and so we can only see part of my house when it locates to top left. To see the whole of my house we need to change the background image layout property from None to Stretch. Now we can see the whole house. Go ahead now and add all the other images we need in the same way. There are 10 images in total. My house, the beach, the forest, my dog, my cat, my rabbits, my dog and cat, my dog and rabbits, my cat and rabbits, and all pets. Do not worry that we are adding these all through background image. That is just the method of adding the files to our application's resource folder. Once the files are in the resource folder, we can call on them to use as background images, or images, as we please. As our picture box has an aspect ratio of 4:3, we have pre-planned and prepared all of our images to have the same aspect ratio, 4:3. This ensures there is no image distortion when the files are stretched to fill the picture box. Now that we have added the image files, we can go and find these in the application's resource folder. We can find the folder in a few ways. First, go to the Solution Explorer, and we can see there we have a folder icon named Resources. Click on the arrow to open that up. We can now see a list of picture icons with our image file names. Scroll down over the names and a thumbnail picture of our image files pops up. Close the resource folder in Solution Explorer by clicking again on the arrow. Remaining in Solution Explorer, go to the spanner tool icon and double-click on My Project. Now we get another tab and window pop up. Go to the menu on the left of this window, scroll down to Resources, and click that option. Now we see the resource folder opens up with thumbnails of all the images we just added. Because we added the images to the resource folder and not as local resources, these image files are now part of the application, and will go with it, wherever we transfer it to, copy it to, or email it to. Close the Project tab. One further route to find this same resource folder view is to go to the top menu title Project. Click on that, and scroll down to the spanner tool icon, to Project Properties. Click on that, and we get the Resources folder pop up again. OK. Going back to the application form. We have the picture box background color already set to sky blue, and we can reset the background image to my house. Now go to Image and add the file My Dog. But where is my dog? Well, we have added my dog as the image file, but we cannot see my dog because the image file is bigger than the picture box. So go to the Size Mode property, and change Size Mode to Stretch. Now we can see my dog in the foreground, in front of my house, which is in front of the back color, sky blue. Run the application to see how that looks. It looks fine. Just the way we want, but we have all these buttons that do not yet perform any function. So close the application and let's write some code for that. First, double-click the form to create a load event. We will write the load event code later. Select the buttons, Blue Sky, Gray Sky, and Nighttime. Go to the Event menu and create a click event. Write a comment. This click event changes the back color of the house image. Write 3 lines of code. If sender is btn blue sky, then pb1.backcolor equals color.skyblue. If sender is btn gray sky, then pb1.backcolor equals color.darkgray. If sender is btn nighttime, then pb1.backcolor equals color.black. Run the application and test it by clicking on the 3 buttons, Blue Sky, Gray Sky, and Nighttime. We can observe the effect of changing sky color behind the house. Now select the buttons, At My House, At the Beach, and In the Forest. Go to the Event menu and create another click event. Write a comment for the event. This click event selects the background image. Write 3 lines of code. If sender is btn house, then pb1.backgroundimage equals my.resources.myhouse. If sender is btn beach, then pb1.backgroundimage equals my.resources.thebeach. If sender is btn forest, then pb1.backgroundimage equals my.resources.theforest. Run the application and test it by clicking on the three buttons, at my house, at the beach, and in the forest. We can observe the effect of changing background image. Note that only the image of my house has a transparent area, which is the sky, to allow visibility of the different back colors. Create a final click event for all of the buttons on the right of the form. Write a comment for the event. This click event changes the pets in the foreground. Write 10 lines of code. If sender is btn my dog, then pb1.image equals my.resources.mydog. And similar lines for the rest of the pets. Run the application and test it again by clicking all of the buttons. Now we can see that we can display various combinations of pets against a choice of different backgrounds and sky colors. We have done this just by changing the images and colors in the 3 levels of graphics available from a single picture box. Okay. Following on from our learning in the previous tutorial, Tutorial 16, we will write some code in the load event to set the opening appearance when the application loads. Let's say we first want to see my dog at my house, and with a blue sky. What code would we write in the load event to achieve this? Let's do it. First we will reset a few properties, so we can demonstrate initializing them with a load event. Click on the picture box and change its back color to color yellow. Go to background image and set it to none. Go to background image layout and change that to none also. Go to image and set it to none. Go to size mode and change that to normal. Within the load event write a comment. This event sets up the opening appearance of the picture box. Next write 5 lines of code. pb1.backcolor equals color.skyblue. pb1.backgroundImageLayout layout equals image pb1.sizeMode equals picturebox pb1.backgroundImage equals my.resources.myhouse. pb1.image equals my.resources.mydog. Run the application, and there, we can see it opens my dog at my house, with a blue sky, as we intended. To conclude, this has been a long tutorial and we have been quite thorough in exploring what we can do with the Picturebox Control. There is just a little bit more to learn about picture boxes, but we will save that for a later tutorial. Today we have learned how to add image resources to a project, and where to find the resource folder. We have learned how to set a picture box back color, how to add a background image, and how to add an image. We have learned about image padding, and how to use it to adjust the position of an image. We learned how to use the background image layout property, and how to use the image size mode property. We have learned 5 simple lines of code that we can use to set a picture box back color, background image layout property, an image, and an image's size mode property. In the next tutorial, for convenience, we will follow on from this Picturebox application and use it to demonstrate and learn about the controls, visible property, which is extremely useful for many applications. Thanks for watching. We hope this tutorial was useful. If it helped you, please like, share, and subscribe.